right, I think we get the point. No one finds the sound of the bark pleasant. It's not a pleasant thing. No one wants to meditate to dog barks. No one wants to fall asleep to dog barking. No one finds it soothing or therapeutic. Dog barking, is one of the worst sounds on earth. And many people, just because of dog barking, just cause many people to literally go insane, go crazy enough to murk a dog, crazy enough to even assault a dog nut owner. And how long until these dog nuts in the dog industry decide to put, dogs in any kind of national anthem? How long before, when you're singing the national anthem, you're also singing it for dogs? Because as we all know, that this dog culture it's like their religion, it's their cult. They worship the dog. Worldwide, they are worshiping the dog. So how long until a national anthem decides to put a dog into their national anthem, where you're singing whatever and you're blurting out dogs? Knowing this dog culture, the bar is set so low. The bar is set under the ground, where dog nuts are digging under the ground to set the bar even lower. But anyways, the Dognuttery continues. Gore the Dog Butcher back again, finally, with another Dognuttery in Canada, episode 12, calling this one Disease Trap. We're going to be looking at the various disease stories that have been going on, particularly in Canada. But always, I'm going to be touching base on other Dognuttery, and I'm going to be, shining the light on other Dognuttery that has been going on in Canada. Before we begin, the positive quote of this video is, "Wherever you go, no matter what the weather, always bring your own sunshine," by Anthony J. D'Angelo. And I think that's true. And with realistically with weather, I think we should always be grateful for any weather that happens, because each and every weather that happens, there's always a purpose to it. I'm not talking about like earthquakes or hurricanes, but I'm talking about like rain or snow or very hot, very whatever. There's always a purpose to it, and we should always just be grateful for the weather, because nearly all the time, the sun will always shine again. Will always shine again. And even metaphorically, it's the same thing with life. Things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. You're going to meet a lot of bad people. It's going to happen. And, a lot of things can, it can be a storm. But you yourself, for some things, you can turn that storm into sunshine. But unfortunately, with dog culture, once you're attacked and mauled, and if you live, that's it. You're done. Your goals are done. Your future is done. And your whole life is done. And you could be killed. Families can be killed if a dog attacks you. And it's just unfortunate that we have to share this society with dog nutters and dogs, where babies have been killed by these dogs. And we just have to put up with it, and it's just really not fair. But anyways, here we go. I'm going to check. Yeah, mic's up. Everything is working. Remember last time I did this on this one, I recorded for 2 hours, thinking I'm recording with the mic, and I wasn't. The bar was going up, but when I looked at it, there was no voice. So, but anyways, here we go. First bit of Dognuttery that I'm going to shine a light on in this video is nationwide tracking sought for rare disease that is spread by canines, fatal if untreated. So here we're talking about the worthless mutt, the domesticated dog, and they bring up canines and diseases. And one of the first things that caught my eye is that they're using real natural animals, and they're incorporating that with the domesticated dog. And in the picture, they only show a coyote. So this is just another tactic of what they do. Anything that's bad, and they know it's because of the dog, they're going to, squish the dog in with everyone else so it doesn't look too bad. If it's just dogs, you'd be like, oh no, dogs, I gotta stay away from dogs. But if they, add other real natural animals to it, like coyotes and fox, they can say, oh, it's not just dogs, it's this, so my dog is fine. They say as the cases creep up upward of a rare disease that spreads to humans from wild canines and dogs, medical experts say it's important to get a better understanding of its indices across the country. I'm not going to pronounce this. It says it is an infection caused by the parasite, which is carried by coyotes, dogs, and foxes. The tapeworm common in Europe was first detected in wildlife in Western Canada in 2012. 1 year later, the first human case of AE was found in a woman in rural Alberta. And again, they like to add other animals into this when it's about dogs. And again, I guarantee you, it's just the dog. People are groping and having these things in their home. They're all over the place, in the shopping carts, in the stores. This has to be mostly coming from dogs, because humans are only mostly interacting with dogs. It's always with the dog. I'm not saying the coyote and the foxes may or may not have these diseases, but if we're going to be realistic and factual, we gotta look at these dog owners. Look at the people that own these things, that have these things locked up in their homes. They added how humans get it. Who has a livestock farm was diagnosed. This person was diagnosed with AE last year after going to the hospital with stomach pain. At the time, he thought he was having problems with his gallbladder. It turned out to be a large tumor in his liver. Let's see what they say now. He does not know how he contracted disease, but he has a hunch it came from a dog he spent a lot of time with that had a large tumor on its abdomen. He didn't say coyote or fox. This was his worthless, domesticated dog, where he got the illness, the parasite, the sickness. These people sleep with their dogs. They put their lips, their nose on their dog. Some of them will even bathe with their dog. And from what I know, germs, bacteria, they are more active in moisture. And these people will sit in a tub in a pool with their nasty, worthless mud. And then these people want to act shocked and puzzled about these parasites. It's because it's coming from your dog. No one is cuddling, I won't say no one, but most people are not cuddling with foxes and coyotes. They're cuddling with these worthless nuts. This guy has to take anti-worm medication twice a day and has scans every 3 to 6 months to monitor the condition. All this because he loved his worthless mite. And they say, how are coyotes getting it? I'm not really saying. My guess is that these coyotes are getting it from eating these dogs. That's just my my guess. But anyways, 6 most common diseases. This is probably most likely in Canada. Like most common dog diseases. They say the flea tick-borne diseases, heartworm disease, arthritis, periodontal diseases, diabetes, cancer. These are the 6 most common dog diseases. And going back to arthritis, a lot of these dogs have to suffer. They have to suffer with these conditions. A lot of them have to suffer with joint pain. All these different, it's just, they have to. I already went through this once. So like a lot of dogs, a lot of breed dogs have a specific health condition. And these dog nut owners will keep breeding them and allowing them to suffer for absolutely nothing whatsoever. And you got heartworm disease. Again, it's another parasite. This, I never heard of this one before. Dogs can easily develop plaque from the meals they eat, which transform into tartar due to bacterial growth on the plaque. So we have more bacteria from these worthless mice. Diabetes and also cancer. I'm on the right page as well. Good. Another article says Canadian dog rescues are bringing in more than just animals. Some imported canines carry diseases that can be dangerous to you and your pets. And just remembering, I think years ago or a couple years ago, I read an article or a petition or whatever. It was about not allowing foreign worthless rescue mutts into the country. And here we have once again the Canadian dogs rescue are bringing in more than just animals. Some imported canines carry disease that can be dangerous to you and your pets, and they're really talking about dogs. So once again, they are aware that these worthless mutts carry diseases, but yet they will still place these things in their homes, in the school, in shopping carts, in strollers with their newborn baby, like nothing. It's confusing. Let's subscribe for the article, but obviously I'm not doing that. They say as more dog rescues from across the world find adoptees homes in Canada, some are bringing infectious diseases that can be dangerous for both people and their pets. They're really talking about dogs. And they said in January, dozens of people needed rabies shots after encountering an infected dog rescued from Iran. So the dog nuts rescued a dog from Iran, and they brought it into Canada, and they were infected by rabies. So these dog nuts are just insane. I think I already have it. I might be reading an article today regarding dogs in shelters. Aren't there not already more dogs in the Canadian shelters already? Why do they think they need to go out there and get these foreign dogs and bring them here? Why can't these countries deal with them themselves? Why can't these countries just go and eat them or send them off to a dog meat market? And now look what happens. You're a dog nutter, and you decided to bring these things into the country. And now many people are infected with diseases, with parasites, with rabies. All because of dog nuttery. Alright, I'm going to let the video talk for itself. Why Canadian dog owners may not need to worry about mystery illness.
Been reported in more than a dozen states south of the border over the last few months, with some veterinarians reporting lasting respiratory disease and pneumonia and a lack of response to antibiotics.
They look and sound and everything about them feels like it should be a kennel cough type disease, but they're just not responding like a normal kennel cough would.
But Ontario Veterinary College professor Scott Weiss says Canadian dog owners should relax.
We typically see kind of up and down respiratory disease in dogs. It's like people, we see seasons when we see more people get colds or more.
So we could add another disease to common dog diseases. I should have kept it open. It's all good. Actually, yeah. So they already said 6 most common dog diseases, and now there's the respiratory illness that dogs are suffering from. So make that 7.
People get flu. It seems like this is the usual suspects doing the usual thing, just at a higher rate than normal.
He says if owners are concerned, to take them to the vet, yet he recommends seeing how your dog is feeling. Symptoms of respiratory illness include coughing,
kind of nitpicking, but this person was struggling
at higher rate than
with
normal.
her worthless
He says
smile.
if owners are concerned, to
struggle.
take them to the vet, yet he recommends seeing
She's
how your dog is
struggling.
feeling. Symptoms of respiratory illness include coughing, sneezing, nasal or eye discharge, and lethargy. If your dog is not wanting to eat, has discharge...
Look at this. They just increase the risk of getting a disease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably another 7 dog here, more dogs here. And it's probably a dog park. So they increase the risk of them catching a disease from these worthless mutts. And they are just so ignorant and arrogant. Just the way they act and behave. It's just appalling.
And breathing issues, take him to the vet, as it could be pneumonia. But Weiss says in most cases, like a human cold, your furry friend likely just needs to rest at home. It is still difficult to know how widespread the illness is, but Weiss points to respiratory disease claims as one such snapshot. Pet insurance company Trupanion found year-over-year claims rise by 6% in BC, 25% in Ontario, 32% in Nova Scotia,
Look at this. Wait.
and nearly 71% in Quebec.
Look at this. Maybe we shouldn't. I want to say we. They should not be breeding or creating these dogs. Look at the stats. They're pretty much, as dog lovers themselves, they're pretty much making these dogs suffer every day. They're suffering. They're suffering. And what do? They create more of them for absolutely nothing. Anyways,
While concern revolves around the increase in cases, awareness
maybe this is the type of thing that increases the risk. Maybe this is the type of thing. Look, they have all these dogs. Probably gonna lock themselves in one little small room or house with these things. This is why these people get these things. Because they stand around them. If they can catch a disease from one dog, why not all these dogs being in dogs parks? You can't tell me these dogs don't have
may
parasites
also
in
be
them.
a factor.
we've got more attention being paid to disease that we probably wouldn't have paid as much attention to a year or even a few months ago because we're sensitized.
As doctors work to figure out if this is an existing illness that's changed or a new one altogether, owners are encouraged to take precautions as needed.
Who cares? Like what they should be saying is stay away from dogs. They know that these dogs have many diseases. But instead of saying the most logical, stay away from dogs, instead they're just telling them, stay with dogs, stay around dogs. And maybe it's not going to happen. It didn't happen for him or her, but it happened for her, him, but just keep hanging around these dogs. This is buffoonery. Buffoonery. And there's no way that I am being wrong here. If something can cause many diseases, if something is plagued with diseases and parasites that can make you sick and have been proven to, amputate someone's limbs and kill people, why do we continue or they continue to hoard these things in their home knowing the risk? Why? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. This is not the same video, but it's just appalling. How you can know something. Like you can know it. You can know something is lethal, dangerous, and can make you sick, but you're going to continue to stand around them and kiss them and grope them. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Unidentified respiratory.
Yeah, same video, different website. But damn, man, like it's baffling. It is baffling. Hang on 1 second. I've got to change windows. Hang on. Right. And I only spoke about 6 or 7 dog diseases. But here on Wikipedia, list of dog diseases. I know you can't see it in the video, but on the scroll bar on the right, it is very short. So that means there are a lot of diseases that dogs suffer from. A lot of them. There are over hundreds on this Wikipedia page. And I have no time to go through any right now because there are just so many. And even in the sea also, they have more other diseases and parasites that affect these worthless mutts. Even though dog nuts are aware of this because they will go and vaccinate or whatever their dog in hopes they don't catch a disease, but yet they will still take their dog home and they will hug, they will kiss, allow their children to hug and kiss and to stand and to even be in the same room, same house as these disease plagued, ridden, worthless mutts. This, it doesn't make sense. There are a lot of them. If you wanna check this out, gotta search for list of dog diseases. You are going to see so many, and there's probably even more. There's probably way more diseases that these dogs suffer from. And these people want to hug their dog. They want to tell me I should go and hug a dog. when I know that these things carry a lot of diseases, and I don't want to risk myself of getting disease. Yeah, I probably can hug maybe 12 worthless mutts and not catch a disease, but that is just playing with, fire right there. This is just basically playing with fire, and I hate to compare fire to these worthless mutts, but this is you're just risking a lot for nothing. A lot for nothing at all. And we've heard stories, or at least I read stories, maybe on this channel, other channel, news articles of dog nuts getting licked or bitten by their dog, and then they die a week or the next day after one little bite. And as I said, how they were bringing in worthless mutts from other countries. Hope this is Canada. I thought this was Niagara Falls. But anyways, a lot of shelters temporarily are stopping intake of worthless mutts. I mean, are there that much dog lovers that are just disposing of their dogs like this? Are these true dog lovers? What's going on here? I mean, on one side, I see how this dog culture is booming because of the full, throttle Dognuttery. It's booming. And it's just out of control, but yet these shelters are packed with worthless mutts. People are giving away a lot of these worthless mutts. They're finding worthless mutts. They're going to other countries and bringing them into the country. This has to stop. I don't know why they put so much energy and care and all this crap for these dogs. Nothing at all. But I get it. At the end of the day, it is a business. It's a business. It's all about the money. One dog could rack in maybe over, $20,000 a month. Right there. But if you knew something was filled with diseases and that can kill you or kill people around you, why even bring that thing into your house anyways? Again, even if there are people promoting something, is it right to do it? And this can be compared to peer pressure. You know something is wrong, and you have a group of people pressuring you to do something that is very stupid and wrong. Would you do it? But it's like the same thing with this dog culture. The dog industry and other dog nuts are pressuring people to get these things. Pressuring people to be dog nutters. But in the end, it's all about the money. It's not about the facts about these things. It's about money. And dogs are a multi-billion-dollar industry. And the dog industry is willing to kill people. They are willing to kill people to keep their business booming or afloat. I don't know what this is. Sorry, I don't know why I'm here, but I don't know what this is. But again, dog worship. This is all about worshiping these worthless mutts. It is dog worship. It is their religion. It is their cult. They worship the dog. Just like in many religions, their God can't do any wrong. Dogs themselves can't do any wrong either. Even when a dog mauls you to death, it is not the dog's fault. It is the owner's fault. It is the victim's fault. It's the weather's fault. It's the noise fault. So there's this parallel between God and dogs. But I think dogs, right now in this current day has been worse than God or this religion, where other religions would kill in the name of their God. I think this dog propaganda is worse because we're throwing our time, money, energy into these dogs, and it's for absolutely nothing, where people are dying, but nothing is being done to prevent it. There are many places out there around the world that have to suffer with stray dogs everywhere. Many children that are trapped in the home with dogs. But it's a business. 100-pound dog fatally attacks 89-year-old. This is in Kansas. Why am I here? Alright, this is not Canadian, but anyways, 100-pound dog fatally attacks 89-year-old woman in her home, then escapes, cops say. Even though it's not Canada, I'm not sure why this is here, but anyways, 89 woman died after she was mauled by her dog, Indiana authorities said. The woman, identified as Beverly Hayden, was attacked by her own worthless dog. 100-pound dog, an 89-year-old with a 100-pound worthless mutt. Man, imagine living your life till 89. You did so much, saw so much, and your life is taken away because you decided to bring in this worthless mutt. And the worthless mutt that you fed and took care of decided to kill you. I have no remorse for these people. For them to live for so long and still be dog nutters, I have no remorse. Children, and I kind of give that layaway, that ease, but as soon as you become an adult, and if you're not questioning things, you're not, researching things about these words as much, and you become a dog nutter, I have no remorse if you get attacked. She was pronounced dead pretty much at the scene. Sorry. They also say this is an ongoing investigation. No foul play is suspected. And the dog is out there now. The dog killed its owner, and now it's out there. That has nothing to do with Canada, but hey. Spike in pet attacks prompts Sudbury counselor to call for stricter penalties. Let's see what they have to say.
From residents sharing their experiences with off-leash aggressive pets, which has prompted calls to the city. He says calls for pet attacks have increased dramatically over the last year.
In 2022, we had 270 vicious pet attacks. And by July of this year, we had already had, I think it was...
So, I'm guessing this is dogs attacking other dogs. Yeah.
230 of such calls.
Owners currently face a fine of $300 if their pets are found off-leash on public property.
So it's... Yeah.
And Peril is set to present a motion at...
It should be embarrassing. This should be embarrassing. This should be an embarrassment to this dog culture, where we having dogs, man's best friend, attacking other dogs. This should not happen in this dog culture, where these dog culturists say you don't trust a person who hates dogs. I think dogs are better than people. Here we have dogs, the man's best friend, attacking other dogs. Over 200 of them in 2022. So this dog culture, the dog is a problem. The dog is a problem, a big problem. Dogs are attacking other dogs. Anyways, I'll keep them going.
A committee meeting calling for stricter penalties.
In the motion, we're looking for staff to confer with other municipalities to find out what they're doing to deter off-leash pets, and look at our consequences. Do we need to bring in larger consequences to make sure that persons are responsible with their pets and they keep them?
Again, dog nuts, they don't care. They're not proactive. They don't care for other people. Even though that they themselves are dog lovers and dog nuts, they don't even care for other people's dogs. And if they did, we would not be here discussing this. And this is not the first time that we're discussing dog-on-dog attacks. A lot of dog nuts hate going to dog parks because of the problems other dogs cause for their dogs. The dog nut doesn't care. So many times fights break out between owner and owner at these dog parks. Dog nuts, they just don't care even for other dogs. It's funny saying that because I'm always saying dog lovers only care about dogs. But here we're talking about dog nuts allowing their dog to devour other dogs. And here I am saying that dog nuts don't care about other dogs. So this dog culture it's very confusing. It's an embarrassment. It's like it's garbage. It's just trash. It's so inconsistent. But anyways, let's continue.
Unleashed and safe from others.
Pet attacks are reported to city bylaw officers, but residents are also encouraged to report incidents to public health Sudbury and districts.
We do, for dog bites, what's called a 10-day observation period, where we would ensure that the animal is healthy with no signs or symptoms suggestive of rabies. We also confirm the vaccination status of the animal, which is required under regulations pursuant to the Health Protection Promotion Act.
Dog owner Bill Crumplin says he walks his rescue dog Freya at Bell Park 4 times a day. At home and on the trail, he says he rarely sees any off-leash dogs.
The only time I've ever noticed it is late at night when we're doing our last walk of the day. And in the last 6 months, maybe 3 times. I haven't noticed it often at all.
Dog owners are required to leash their pets when leaving their property, the exception being an off-leash dog park. Perron will be presenting the motion next Tuesday.
Again, you can't tell what a dog lover to do. You tell them what to do, they're going to do the exact opposite. They don't care. Like they put so much trust in their worthless mutt. And if they're not putting trust in worthless mutt, they're just lazy. And they like to wait till things happen. And if it does happen, they're going to blame the victim. They're going to blame something else. They're going to flee the scene as if nothing happens. But it's funny how, again, like I'm always saying, dog nuts only care about dogs. But here we have dog nuts allowing their dogs to hurt other dogs while they just don't seem to care. Again, this dog culture is very confusing.
Aggressive dog reports. But they also say they've recorded a significant increase in pet ownership since the pandemic. Christine Long has more, including reminders from the city on the rules.
Barking, biting, bad behavior. Last year, 482 complaints were made to the city about aggressive dog behaviors, up from 415 the year before. Montreal spokesperson Philippe Sabourin says,
The fact that there's more dogs being signaled at the city for aggressive behavior, it's an augmentation of 16%. But all in all, if you take into consideration that we have 40% more dogs in the area, well, that's relatively stable.
The city says...
Again, he's just downplaying the whole thing. And he's not saying what needs to be said. And what should be said is that dogs are a problem. Whether there are more dogs in the area or not, dogs. If dogs are there, they are a problem. Always a problem. We were just in Sudbury, now we're in Montreal. It is the same problem. I'm not going to say exactly the same problem, but there is always another dog problem. If dogs are around, there's going to be a problem. And here we are again, and we have this dog nut downplaying it like they always do. Just because it's increased, just because there's an increase of dogs in the area, and the percentages like went up, he's saying it's pretty much just the same. So that makes it okay, right? Ugh.
The month of May has more incidents because more people are out with their dogs.
If there is
excuses. Again, we've discussed other wild animals, and a lot of them don't attack us. Coyotes, bears, they don't attack us often. Like rarely, very rarely. They're free. They roam free at night everywhere. They could just attack us left to right, but they don't. Other animals, wild animals, but they don't. Dogs, we feed them, take care of them, love them, all that crap, but yet they going around and attacking us. This is not just exclusive to Montreal, not exclusive to Toronto or Sudbury, not exclusive to the United States, not exclusive to the UK. Dogs are a global problem. And every time there is a dog problem, there is like 100 excuses to downplay and to protect these worthless mutts.
Aggressive behavior coming from a dog, you should call the city 311. We will do a follow-up of every cases. We will intervene with the dog owner. We will do the evaluation, and everything will be put in place to contain this dog.
He says training the owner to follow the rules helps the dog too.
$750 for a dog without a leash. And so when we're providing tickets, so more than 400 times, half of them was because there wasn't any leash on the dog, and in 30% of the time there was any permit.
The Montreal bylaw requires all dogs to be licensed.
So dog nuts are basically criminals. They're basically rule breakers. They're basically criminals.
Licensed, microchipped, and sterilized. Sabourin says
And it's a funny thing, they're only showing pit bulls. Like most of them, what they're showing are pit bulls.
Last year, the city sent trainers to 29 dog parks offering safety tips. Christine Long,
Man, you could offer as many safety tips as you want, but people will still get killed by these worthless mutts. 20 Canadian bucks to give to kids and teens this holiday season. Searching for dog stuff in Canada. This came up, so I wanted to see if it's going to be any dog propaganda, any dog propaganda books for children. Do you remember? So far, no dog propaganda. Uh-oh. It's like a wolf. Uh-oh, this thing is lagging right now. Looks like a wolf. So far, so... Oh, look at this. Pause. Priya puts herself first. By Nathan Fairbairn. It's his third book in the Pause graphic novel series. Takes place during the holidays when their business is impacted due to a big storm, and the Pause members, go through some personal challenges. Gabby wants to be internet famous. Oh boy, and Priya's family is being evicted. Can Pause overcome these challenges and stay afloat? But their family name is called Pause. Obviously, this is this Dognuttery. There's one Dognut book. Only one, but anyways. Last bit I gotta show today. And I hope everyone is having a dog-free week. So far I can say that I have been. Sorry. Where am I? Okay. Second. All right. Bear with me. Thing's loading. Yeah, so. Alright, this is second annual Holiday Festival comes to downtown Kitchener. So this is more Dognuttery. So they're gonna have a Dognut Festival in Kitchener. So again, they're just using this Christmas to push their Dognuttery. And they're gonna have dogs that take their photo with Santa. And come on, though, people who are, it would suck to be, to be Santa, and you're there for the children. Let's say it's just to take a photo with Santa for the children, and then some dog nut brings their dog to take a picture with you, and you're like, no. And they're probably gonna get, knowing how these dog nuts get angry, it's because you don't want to touch their dog. These dog nuts will get so angry. They're gonna get so angry. Look at this shit. Excuse my language, but look at this. They're gonna get so angry because Santa doesn't want to take a picture with their worthless mutt. And look at this, man. And this dog did not care for this shit. Excuse my language, but this dog did not care for it. But they force their dogs to do this. For what? Is a dog ever going to look at the picture and be like, hey, I took a picture with this guy? No. All of this is because they worship the dog, and these dog nuts are suffering from a mental illness. All of what they're just, all this holiday, what kind of name is that? Is all for them to worship and to pour out their mental illness for these worthless mutts. Look at this. Do you really think the dogs don't care for this? No dog is looking at another dog and like, hey, you look good in that. You're looking good with that sweater. Looking good. No. These are for dog nutters. All for dog nutters to worship these worthless mutts. That's what it is. It's a mental illness. Dog obsession. Dog propaganda.
Hosted its second annual Holiday Festival. Dozens of vendors packed Gaukel Square for a local holiday market focusing on all things dogs. Organizers say their goal is to continue.
See, all things dogs. This is dog nuttery in the flesh. I am not joking, guys. I am not. Oh my god, this is full dog nuttery. Full dog nuttery.
Creating dog-friendly spaces, which is why today's event was more than just a market.
So this morning we did a trick training workshop. We have a trick competition later. We have a pack walk. We have a workshop to teach you about
the dog nuttery is too much. It is unbearable.
Dog's body language, and then all kinds of fun small things like musical sit workshop. We have a trick competition later. We have a pack walk. We have a workshop to teach you about your dog's body language, and then all kinds of fun small things like musical sits.
Did you also notice that
trick
this
competition
lady
later? We have a pack
was,
walk. We have a workshop to teach you about.
Had to hold the dog back with 2 hands on the leash. I wonder why that is. I wonder why.
Your dog's body language, and then all kinds of fun small things like musical sits and scavenger
I love when
hunts.
dogs wear the boots. I love that. So between keeping busy with all the activities,
this lady,
your dog's body language,
like
and then all kinds of fun
nitpicking,
small things like musical sits and scavenger hunts.
this lady had to tie the whole thing on her around her hand. I wonder why. I wonder why we had one lady needing to hold their worthless mutt leash with 2 hands. Now have a lady that somehow she needs to, tie the leash around her hand like this. I wonder why. If these things are so friendly and so good and perfect and all this, what's the point of all this?
For the boots. I love that. So between keeping busy with all the activities, dogs could also have their photos taken with Santa. Or just simply, of course, make some new furry friends. Some of the kitties, they get nervous around Santa. That one pick on his...
And we're just talking about the many diseases that these dogs have. About the many diseases, all the diseases that dogs have in them, and we have this guy willing to sit with many, probably hundreds of dogs, touching them. His glove or hand's gonna touch these dogs. He may have to adjust his glasses, touch his face, touch these nasty dog nutters, dog slobber, dog shit, dog piss. I would be surprised if this guy, I would not be surprised if this guy just drops dead the next day after all this. From being exposed to so many worthless, disgusting, disease-ridden mutts. Again, this is just full dog nuttery out here. Oh, man. This is why I'm here, man. To shine the light on this dog culture in a different perspective. Because I'm tired of the dog nuttery perspective. Sometimes we need to hear an opposite perspective. And that opposite perspective, I'm sorry, but it's right.
It would bring some control to a sector that has gone unchecked. But some advocates City News spoke with say the proposed law doesn't go far enough.
The operation of puppy mills is prohibitive.
Solicitor General Michael Kersner says this will be the reality if the Preventing Unethical Puppy Sales Act is passed. The PUPS Act would cap the number of times a female dog can be bred, ban breeding under a year old, and stop the separation of puppies.
Look at how, there's so much rules and God, so much rules and expectations around these worthless mutts that it's like, aren't these dog nuts ever exhausted of all this? I didn't even know what this was. I honestly did not know what Ontario Puppy Mills Law was. And this is it? And I made a comment just on Facebook how there was a stupid post of dog nuts with a caption of their worthless mutt being in heat. And I'm like, it's so sad for dogs that they can't mate unless their dog nut owner says they can mate. And this same dog nut owner will cut off their junk. They'll make sure that they cannot reproduce. And then we have all these rules set in place for these things. I know I hate dogs, but damn, man, this must be embarrassing for the dog culture. To have so much expectations and rules and And you have your attacks, your excuses, your all these dog trainers, he say, she say, dog attacking dogs. Gosh. Horrible culture.
Puppies from mothers before 8 weeks. Officials add there would be new rules for separating dogs with contagious diseases and keeping sanitary environments. If convicted of operating a puppy mill, a new minimum $10,000 fine. The law still needs to work its way through Queen's Park.
We're encouraged that the government introduced it in the first place. It shows that they are sensitive to the fact that people are demanding change.
Camille Labchuk is a lawyer who heads up the advocacy group Animal Justice. She says her organization wasn't consulted ahead of the bill's release. Labchuk says the proposed law alone won't stop puppy mills.
They do not require any licensing or registration, so puppy mills operate in the dark, in barns, in basements, without government oversight. And that's the case almost universally in the country.
She says proactive checks by government inspectors and stronger breeding and care standards are required.
You see
oh gosh. Anyways, what was I gonna say now? Oh my god. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. What did she say? She said something. Yeah. So yeah, this dog culture. It's not regulated. Like it's anything goes really. In this dog culture, and you know, these dog shelters can sell you a dog. Anyone can sell you a dog, and if that dog attacks or kills you, that's it. Like you're done. You're screwed. The medical bill is on you. No one's gonna be liable for any type of attack that occurs or incident that occurs. And that's what's wrong with this dog culture. It's anything goes. And even though they have all these rules, and if it's not being reinforced, it's pretty much pointless. But we're going to talk more about that in a second.
All the time, sick and diseased dogs being sold to people who then have the heartbreaking experience of watching their new puppy die of a disease.
Jennifer Bloom at the Ontario SPCA has been in animal welfare for more than 20 years. She describes what she and others have seen.
Puppy mills are substandard, unsanitary living conditions, poor grooming, inadequate medical care. Dogs are often bred repeatedly, and puppies are often weaned early from moms.
Bloom calls the PUPS Act a key first step. She says they hope upcoming...
This is why they should be eliminated. Just swipe them off of the face of the earth. But again, it's a business. They're doing these things in the dark because it's a business. They can make a lot of money off of these dog nuts because they're naive, they're ignorant, they're arrogant, they don't do their research. They can make a lot of money, and they do make a lot of money off of these dog nuts. Just because of how stupid they are. And if, let's say these dog nuts actually did their research and were factual, maybe this dog culture can strive a little better. But that's not the case. This dog culture is unhealthy, and it is horrible. It's sadistic. These dog nuts, these dog lovers, are abused dogs more than any dog hater has ever abused them. Let that sink in. A dog nut, dog lovers, the dog industry has abused way more dogs than any dog hater.
Regulations will address gaps.
What we're looking to bring forward are clear standards.
And these are the same people that will say, I don't trust someone who hates dogs. While people who love dogs or dog nuts are abusing these worthless nuts.
That will ensure the improved welfare.
Labchuk and Bloom encourage people who want to get a dog to adopt from a shelter or a charitable society, but if choosing a dog through a breeder, this advice.
You should always make sure that you can see the mother and the father. Online is really a red flag. Ask to see a kennel license. Ask to see veterinary records. Make sure that you're asking questions. Any reputable person who's looking to rehome an animal is going to usually have more questions for you than you have for them.
In Toronto, Nick Westall, City News.
Man, this dog culture it's horrible, man. There's just so much... where did this? So much nonsense. We kind of just already spoke about this in the video. curb bad actors. Man, this dog industry is horrible. Man, it is. And like I said, like I've said this before, and this is my theory. When these dognuts were breeding these dogs and creating them, it was a bloodbath. It had to be a bloodbath. A bloodbath where a lot of these mutants died. And so a lot of these dognuts are benefiting from a lot of worthless mutts that have died in the process of being created. And here we have these puppy mills where dogs again are being exploited, abused, etc. And it's just proof that the very, very dark side of this dog culture is that it's very sadistic. Very sadistic. But and I like how they use the term bad actors. Because to be part of this dog industry, the dog culture, you have to be an actor. You got to be able to lie, to make up stuff, make up excuses for these worthless mutts. And I think if we debated or if we got into an argument in real life with dog nutters, it would be hard for them to come up with excuses, because on the internet they can still think of what to say, and it's a lot easier for them to say what they need to say. But in real life, and you're coming hard at them, they're done. They're done. They will not know what to say, because they really have no argument for these worthless mutts. But anyways, arm was ripped off, open. Arm was ripped open. Dog attacks. McDonald's employee. This happened in Waterloo. This is Kitchener as well. Regional police are investigating an assault in McDonald's restaurant in Kitchener, where an employee reported being bitten by a dog. According to police, it happened around 8:45 a.m. on Saturday at Fairway Road location. The victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries. And like always, the suspect left the area before police arrived. This is what dog lovers always do. Their dog attacks and they flee. And remember, dog lovers will say, never trust someone who hates dogs. But look at this guy. His dog attacked and he left the scene. And he probably won't even... whatever. Yeah, at this moment is an ongoing investigation. We are looking to identify and speak to the owner of the dogs at this time. We're trying to put together all the pieces to figure out what was the cause and the reason for the dog to bite. But anywho, like anytime there's a dog around, there is a problem. These things need to be banned and eliminated. There's too many problems. Like I said earlier in this video, consider adopting animal shelters at or near capacity in Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon. Numerous dogs and other cats and other animals are available for adoption. Look at this thing. Oh, look at the hideousness. Animal shelters in Toronto and the Peel region are currently experiencing high capacity number and are calling on anyone looking for a pet to adopt a new worthless mutt. So again, they have Brampton, and you gotta they're Saga. They're all filled with dogs. It's unfortunate for the cats. I know cats can be very therapeutic. I have no beef with cats whatsoever. But with dogs, they need to be eliminated. And it's sad how, and it's kind of weird, I should say, how these shelters are filled with worthless mutts, and they don't want to just kill them, obviously, because it's the business. But these dog nuts will, get dogs from other countries and bring them into the country. And then, it's that curiosity of why are there so many dogs being given up to these shelters? Like, why? I don't get it whatsoever. But anyways, I know I'm past the hour, but I'm going to finish this. And last thing I want to talk about is this pit bull ban in Ontario. And I'm still seeing them. I think it was last week I saw another pit bull, bully breed. And I spoke about this in the other video, about this whole ban. There really is no ban in Ontario. Because I'm still seeing them. But I said yesterday, in the last video I made, that you can't really ban bully breeds because there's so many out there that look the same, that have minor differences. And that minor differences, you can say, hey, this is not a pit bull, this is something else. This is not an XL, this is this. It creates for a lot of confusion and manipulation where, even in Ontario since 2005, they've banned pit bulls, but there really has not been a ban since I'm always seeing them around. They're there. I see them with my own two eyes. And it's funny, like, why even reconsider a ban when you're allowed to have them anyways? Like, you are already allowed to have them in Canada, in Ontario, I'll say. I still see them. Like, I see them. So this ban doesn't really exist, per se. It doesn't exist. Because they're live and well in the community that I live in. And the whole, is this a pit bull, bully breed, whatever bully breed, it just creates confusion. And all dogs should be banned. All dogs should be eliminated. So again, like, I don't understand this. Like, why even reconsider a ban if they're already allowed to exist? It doesn't make sense. Like, why? Like, wow, why? Like, let's throw away for this right now. Let's just keep away. Let's keep away pit bull attacks. Like, why even think of reconsidering something that is banned when it's still allowed to exist in our society? Well, this is very much pointless. You pretty much are allowed to have pit bulls. And nothing's going to happen to you. And again, it's the same talking points. Because it punishes a dog rather than the owner. God, we've read so many stories. So many stories of these things attacking and killing people. Themselves. Pit bulls dominate attack stats. And if it is the owner, why do you keep wanting to keep putting pit bulls into the hands of owners? Why risk it and take a chance? You keep doing it. That's why these bans, these so-called bans, exist in the first place. It's because of these owners. And you want to keep allowing these owners to have them so you can have this again? Then why not just not own them at all and move on with your worthless life? Maybe. So the pit bulls, or the bully breeds that are banned in Ontario, are all these ones. And all these names, they sound the same. It's like, and you can put up any other bully breed next to them. They look exactly the same, but just minor differences. And they do the exact same thing. They kill. They kill. And they're so ugly. And they also add 5 things to know about the Ontario's pit bull ban, but there really is no pit bull ban. Because I see this. I actually do see things like this out there. And again, the law says these are the banned dogs, but some of them I still see with my bare two eyes. How did this ban come about? Oh, come on. Sorry. Oh my god. Sorry, bear with me. This thing is not responding. The ban came about in 2004, the first and the only provincial ban. It came after 2 months after a horrific attack on a man in Toronto. I remember this like it was yesterday. There were like so many attacks of pit bulls left to right, man. It was all over. And then immediately, it's like they banned them. So immediately, there was a ban on them. And years later, I'm still seeing them exist in Ontario. And even so, many people in Ontario are still being attacked by them. So this thing is not responding to it right now. Has the ban been effective? No, because they still exist and people are still being killed and attacked by them. And they say when it comes to measuring the excess of the law, it is impossible to define because they're able to manipulate these pit bulls and bully breeds, and the rules and laws are not being reinforced. That's why it has not been effective. What happens if you're caught with a pit bull or a pit bull type dog? Nothing. They choose. Look. Some municipalities, such as Ottawa, choose not to actively enforce the ban or operate on a complaint-driven basis like Toronto. Are we on the same... Man... Let's read that again. Some cities, such as Ottawa, they have chose not to actively enforce the ban or operate on a complaint-driven basis like Toronto. So Ottawa is in Ontario. It is the... well, Toronto's the capital of Ontario, but Ottawa's the capital of Canada. So it's kind of funny how one city is, they say is, you know, is operating on a complaint-driven basis, but Ottawa just doesn't seem to care. Here in London, the ban is enforced proactively and reactively, both that its own bylaw as well as through the Dog Owners Liability Act. Before a dog is licensed in London, its breed has to be verified and signed off on a veterinarian. If the dog is a pit bull, a license won't be issued. I don't live in London, so I can't really speak on that. And I do try to find articles and things like that on various websites on, you know, why are we still seeing pit bulls in Ontario? But I found none. Other than myself, I have found no one else, you know, saying what I've been seeing. So look at this. Under London bylaw, failure to follow a muzzle order for a pit bull results in a $500 fine. But if they're banned, if something is banned, why would this rule be in effect? If something is banned, this rule should not even exist. The pit bull should just be gone. Anyone found guilty of violating the provincial ban can face up to $10,000 fine and 6 months in prison. And do you think they care? Nope. Is this being reinforced? Nope. What happened to the efforts to overturn the ban? After being elected in 2018, provincial progressive conservative government expressed interest in repealing the ban. In 2019, yada yada yada. Members' bills to repeal the ban. It was referred to a standing committee where it is now in limbo. Again, there really is no ban. There really is no ban. There is no ban of pit bulls. So I searched Ontario pit bull attack, and already in the headings, I already see that there are pit bulls that have been attacking. And if I click them, I'm pretty sure it's going to be pit bulls. And look, there are pit bulls. See, pit bulls. This is in Ontario. So there really is no ban of pit bulls if pit bulls are existing in our towns, in our cities, in our province. Damn. And I want to say this is close to home, man. This is very close. I know where this is. I'm telling you, like, I see them with my very tuned eyes. They're saying there's a ban, but yet there are pit bulls still attacking left to right. But anyways, I'm on Kijiji, and I think I searched dogs for sale or whatever, and you see pit bulls. This is Ontario, or Toronto, Ontario, all Ontario. Ontario, see? I hope you can see that. It's the map is in Ontario. And I'm searching Kijiji, and there are pit bulls that need to be rehomed. See? Pit bulls. This is a pit bull. Bully breed pit bull. I know I saw another one earlier. But look how expensive these things are, man. Tell me this is not a business. See? Bully breed. More bully breeds. I saw more earlier. Yeah, they're even allowed to sell them. Even though they're banned, they are still allowed to sell them. They probably got taken down, maybe, I don't know. But I did see quite a few earlier. See? Pitbull. And there's a lot of worthless mutts that people don't want. See? Another pitbull bully breed. God, these things are so ugly. God damn it. Let's check a couple more. So I'm just showing you again, there is really no ban of pit bulls in Ontario. There's so much worthless mutts for sale. You gotta, and this is man's best friend. You gotta buy man's best friend, and you gotta feed it and do all this shit just so it can not maul you to death. It's like a pit bull again. Look how ugly this thing is, man. Another bully breed pit bull. Puppy dewormed 4 times. First, second round vaccine, and that is still not enough for these things. If these things were not disease-ridden, why even do these things for them? Because they're filled with diseases, but yet you will put them in your home, on your bed, kiss them, grope them, make love to them, knowing the risk. But again, you guys get the point. Other than all the other worthless mutts that are being for sale, we did see quite a few bully breeds, pit bulls, or large mixed breed like this one, being for sale when they're supposed to be banned in Ontario. There is no pit bull ban in Ontario. I'm saying that loud and clear. They may say that there is, but the truth is, there is absolutely no actual pit bull ban in Ontario. We just read an article close to home where 2 pit bulls exist in my own neck of the woods. And I'm not lying when I say I actually see them. So this banning of pit bulls in Ontario it doesn't exist. Because if you have drugs or etc. on you, guns or whatever, the police will be on you in an instant and they are going to lock you up in prison. You have an illegal dog that's supposed to be banned, nothing happens. You know, don't pay 10 cents for your taxes, they're going to be on you. But you can have a worthless mutt, a worthless pit bull, which is supposed to be banned, and nothing occurs. Nothing happens. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dognuttery in Canada, episode 12. Hour and a half, but quite a few things to share with you. Titled Disease Trap, where I shared some disease information with you, and I showed a long page of diseases that are that dogs have, and these dog nuts will stick these things in a confined place with them, knowing the risk of them. These dog nuts will get vaccines and all these things, deworm their worthless mutt. That means they know that these dogs have diseases in them. They know that they have parasites in them, but they're willing to risk it to sleep with their dog for nothing. We did not read articles today, but we read articles in the past about dogs, biting or licking their owners, and their owner had to amputate their limbs. And there's that, saying the kiss of death. So a lot of dog owners call when their dog licks them kisses. So they're actually right. That dog kissed a lot of dog owners to death. A lot of dog owners been licked and they just die weeks later. Amputated legs, amputated limbs. Just like that. And we discussed about, again, the so-called pit bull ban in Ontario. There is no pit bull ban in Ontario. There isn't, because I'm still seeing them with my own 2 eyes. And we read articles. We read one article about a pit bull attack in Ontario, where they're supposed to be banned. And we read about that certain cities don't reinforce the rules. So there really is no pit bull ban. A lot of these police officers are pit bull nutters themselves. They're dog nutters. And it's funny that some of these police may be drugged up, or they may have other guns and all. They may be crooked. And they will bust other people for having other things that they may be doing themselves. But when it comes to these pit bulls and dogs, they are nowhere to be found. and I hope you learned something today about the Dognuttery in Canada. This is episode 12. I'll be back with Dognuttery in Canada episode 13 whenever I do. I usually like to wait a little till there are more things to share before I make another video about this. But no worries. I'll be back with other stuff regarding the Dognuttery in this world. Again, I am Gore the Dog Butcher. Please remember, ask questions. Always ask questions regarding this dog culture. Anyways, Gore the Dog Butcher with another worthless mutts. And remember, it is okay to hate dogs. Thank you for watching.